Welcome to our second slow grow campaign. And first I have to start and apologize. I have to apologize that it's taken so long to get this second campaign going. No excuses, but I'm one man with one paintbrush and I can only do so much. But we are bringing you Necrons versus Deathwatch. Our first mission here, of course, is at 500 points. Our restriction is patrol detachments. Now, to make up for the delay between the two slow grow campaigns is very soon we're starting the third slow grow campaign, and that's going to be running along with this. So hopefully my goal is to be having this Necrons versus Deathwatch and then the third slow grow campaign going every other week. So hopefully we start getting you guys content more consistently, but here we go. So first game here, 500 points, Deathwatch versus Necrons. Patrol detachments, as I had said, very simple campaign, or very simple battle. One objective in the center of the board, one objective in my deployment zone, one objective in Tim's deployment zone, and this is on a 4-foot by 4-foot board. We both start with 3 command points, of course, and so I'm very interested to see if I can, because I think Deathwatch is pretty command point starved. So I'm going to see if what I could do with such little command points and so few units. But thanks for hanging in there with us, guys. Thanks so much for the support on the last one. I appreciate it more than you know. So here we go. Enjoy. 500 points of Deathwatch. This is a patrol detachment. My warlord and only HQ choice is a watchmaster. His warlord trait is Lord of Hidden Knowledge, and this is once per battle. If your warlord is on the battlefield, you can reroll a hit roll, wound roll, damage roll, or saving throw. In addition, if your army is Battleforged, which this is, and your warlord is on the battlefield, roll a d6 each time you use a stratagem, and on a 5-up you gain a command point back. So a little bit of command point farming there for me, but not much in a patrol detachment. I've also given him the Tomb of Ectoclades, and this allows him to pick a different mission tactic, and himself and anybody within 6 inches from him, I announce that at the beginning of the turn, and they can choose that mission tactic instead of the one that my patrol detachment's taking. Moving on from him is my first troops choice, which is an veteran squad is what they call them now, and my sergeant has a power sword and a storm shield. The other 4 guys in there, so ignore the shotgun, ignore the stalker bolt gun, and ignore the storm bolter. Those are all bolt guns, and the only difference is I have a frag cannon on one of them. So that's a 6-man squad of veterans, and I have the intercessors over here, and that's my other troops choice, and they are just stock with their auto bolt gun and the bolt pistol. And rounding out my list is an elite's choice, which is a normal dreadnought. He has an assault cannon, a dreadnought close combat weapon, and a storm bolter attached to that. So that is it. That brings me in at 498 points and patrol detachment. 500 points of Necrons. This is a patrol detachment, and your dynastic code you're taking is the Sawtech.
Yep, with Relentless Advance, which means when they advance, they treat all ranged weapons as assault weapons, and they do not suffer any penalties for moving and firing a heavy weapon.
That's nice. And your warlord is the Cryptek?
Yep.
And what does he come with?
I gave him the Lightning Field artifact, which gives him a 4+ invuln, and on d6 for each enemy unit that is within 1 inch at the start of the fight phase, and on a 4+, they suffer a mortal wound.
That's cheap.
His warlord trait is the generic Sawtech, which means I can reroll a single hit roll, wound roll, or damage roll. And anytime I spend a command point on a 5+, I can get the command point back.
That's almost verbatim what I have for the Deathwatch Warlord. And
theme.
Your troops choices.
2 units of 10 warriors. Those are pretty easy.
Yep.
Then we got 2 elites choices in the back. We got 5 Lich Guard with War Scythes, and we have 5 Death Marks.
Very good, and that's an easy 500 points. And this is the table after deployment. Tim, you won the roll-off, so you picked that table edge over there. I was stuck with this one over here. I placed my objective right there and started placing my units. I placed my intercessors up top and my dreadnought and warlord, and in the teleportarium I put my veteran squad, my 6-man veteran squad. The middle objective is right there on the wreckage of the plane wing. And coming around to the Necron side, we've got the warriors sitting on your objective somewhere.
Literally, it's underneath.
Literally under that.
Literally sitting on it.
We've got your crypt deck, other warrior squad sitting center board. We've got the Lich Guard on the left flank here. And in your deep strike, you have your death marks.
Yes, sir.
And that is it. Oh, we got to roll die. See, I get +1.
Yep.
Let's see what happens.
Call shenanigans.
Whoop. I'm going first.
That you are.
Do you want to seize?
Not at all.
Oh, all right. Turn 1, Deathwatch. Deathwatch turn 1 movement. The Watchmaster and the Dreadnought shuffled forward to be within range of the Lich Guard. Deathwatch turn 1 shooting a little lackluster.
How'd that feel?
The Intercessor shot in with the Hellfire round, stripping a wound.
Yep.
And the Dreadnought shot in, stripping 2 wounds. And the Watchmaster shot in, stripping no wounds. So we killed a Lich Guard and a half.
Yeah.
And that is it for Deathwatch turn 1. And Necron's turn 1 really, because you moved them into cover.
Advanced.
And they advanced. These guys advanced, and they don't, because of all this stuff in the wreckage, don't have line of sight, even though they have the saw tech.
Yep.
Crypt tech also advanced along with them, and these guys stayed put, and your death marks stayed in reserves.
That's
right. Deathwatch turn 2 movement, big day. The Watchmaster and the Dreadnought stepped out into the street together. And that is it.
Are they holding hands?
Close. Close. And Deathwatch turn 2 shooting. The Intercessors shot back down again with the Hellfire rounds and didn't do anything. They did. They put 4 wounds in. You just made all your saves.
A rare occasion where I actually rolled well.
And over here, we shot again with everybody and took 2 wounds off, so that
Yep, so took out a guy.
killed a Lich Guard and took 1 back down again. I can't wait for you to reanimate that poor shooting back. Necron's turn 2 movement. There
was a bit more this turn.
Yeah, the Cryptek and the Warriors moved up. Now the Warriors are scoring the middle objective. The Lich Guard punched out, moving in on the Dreadnought. Smart move.
Horribly.
And
They're still sitting on the objective.
yeah, that's it. And Necron's assault. Well, the Lich Guard, you made it in. Now I overwatched with the Dreadnought.
Yep.
I actually got a wound through.
Yep.
Which you saved, and that was an assault cannon wound.
Yep.
Yeah, and but then you made it in, and you swung with your guys, and you
They did pretty good. They took 4 wounds.
They
off
did.
of them.
They did,
They
but
did well. But then the disaster struck.
the Dreadnought is standing right next to the Watchmaster, so he gets rerolls to hit, which is what he needed. He's wounding on 2s, -3 AP, flat 3 damage.
I could not get a 6 to save my
All
life
you
for
needed
number
was a
6.
single 6.
1, and I could have reanimated those.
And they are gone now. I know if you had gotten 1, they would have still sat there. You could have reanimated that whole squad. That was very lucky.
Yep.
I would say it's luck. Deathwatch turn 3 movement. I brought in my veteran squad, and I brought them right down on my left flank, trying to push in on the center objective. I moved the Dreadnought over along with my Watchmaster, and I also dropped them down off of the top since they can't see anything anyway. And that is it for Deathwatch movement. Deathwatch turn 3 shooting. The veteran squad was a little lackluster, but I still killed off 4 of the 10 warriors sitting there, and nobody else could see anything. That was it. Necron's turn 3 movement. The death marks have come in, and they're looking at the warlord by like half an inch. They have him. You also made
reanimation protocols.
Oh my gosh! I burn a command point.
What did we do? Okay, so we got the Cryptek in range here, so which would have made reanimation protocols on a 1, but
Well, it would have added a 1 to it, so it would have been a 4 up.
So it would have been a 4+. But you have a stratagem with the Deathwatch.
Yes. And
deny me that.
I deny you that. I -1 to your reanimation. So I used that, and it didn't matter.
And I rolled a 1, 2 5s, and a 6.
Right. But then, because of my Watchmaster, I rolled and got my command point back. So I'm glad we didn't film it.
So there was a whole lot of
But you got 3 guys back?
I got 3 guys back, yep.
Right. So that was a whole lot of non-shooting out of them. And that is it for movement. And the Necrons uncorked. The Warriors shot in, killing off the one cocky dude with the pointy finger.
Well, he was pointing at me and I didn't like it.
And over here, wow, the Deathmark shot in. You wounded, but really, I saved everything but the mortal wounds that you got from 6s.
Yeah.
Brutal.
They are.
So he's down to 2 left. Deathwatch turned 4 movement. The veteran squad has moved up on the Warriors.
I feel like bad things are going to happen.
I hope they are. Dreadnought's moved around. The Watchmaster has learned in all of his years, he's
Stay behind the Dreadnought.
get behind the Dreadnought. And they didn't move because they can actually see through this little window that you use to shoot my Watchmaster with. Deathwatch turned 4 shooting. Well, I would say that was a good turn of shooting overall. Except it took my entire army to kill 10 Necrons. So I don't know. Jury's out. The frag cannon, I shot the frag shell, which is 2d6.
Yeah,
so
that's the potential for a lot of shots.
Yeah, how about 2?
Yeah, that's kind of what we got.
But then I got 6s to wound, like that mattered.
Yeah, those 2 shots were very, very good.
Then you saved them. But between the veteran squad, the Dreadnought, and it finally took the Watchmaster shooting the very last bit to kill off the last Necron there, Necron warrior there. And then the Intercessors shot in, killing off 1 Deathmark. And that is it. I've killed my charge. Well, we may see here. Well, I risked it, and I charged your Cryptek.
And it worked out.
Well, you got 2 Overwatch shots in.
I did.
And
Yeah.
took a wound off, but I made a stupid 11-inch charge.
Yeah, you did.
And got in on your Cryptek and swung and smushed him. Necron's turn 4 movement. These guys shuffled up to try and shoot at this poor, brave Dreadnought.
Line my shots.
They've also moved up to peek out of the window at my Intercessors. Turn 4 Necron shooting. The Warriors shot up at the Dreadnought, the very brave and valiant Dreadnought. And he couldn't find cover, so he's dead. He did not explode. The Deathmarks shot in, causing 1 mortal wound, and I made all of my saves over here. That is it. Deathwatch, turn 5 movement, end of the game here, final push. They're on the center objective with the veterans. The Watchmaster has moved up, and the Intercessors have stayed put. All we have is the Deathmark sitting there, and the Warriors over there. Deathwatch, turn 5, the Intercessors shot up into the Deathmarks. I only shot my frag cannon over into him and finished off the last guy.
Yep.
I also shot my Watchmaster into him. And then I shot the 3 down there, killing off 1 warrior, and that is it for Deathwatch turn 5.